offense to look good in Denver?
Maybe not. Certainly not look great. This is not a Patrick Mahomes go crazy type of game. This is actually, I think, a very similar game plan to the one I encouraged against Jacksonville, which, by the way, the offense did end up scoring a lot of points, and it would have worked, but Patrick made a huge mistake. Say it again?
For both teams.
Yeah, I would have gotten there, but thanks, KW. Quick throws and no mistakes. And I think 21 points wins and covers. And I know the Chiefs don't care about the cover. This guy, coming off another 1-2 week, cares about the cover. Because I don't think Denver's going to crack 17 against this defense. And so, 17
That's
would,
fair.
Given how, because it's not just Andy Reid off a bye, it's also Steve Spagnuolo. And I think that it is, we had the conversation yesterday, what does a Chiefs loss, if they lose, what does it mean? Who's there more pressure on? And while a loss would be regular season-wise devastating, I don't think any of us would come on here Monday and be like, Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs if they lose.
No, they still have a high percentage.
You checked the athletic playoff predictor? Good. I think even if they win, but Patrick Mahomes gets a high ankle sprain in this game because he gets hit 11 times, all of us would come on and say they certainly can, maybe likely will. I think that Josh Simmons' first game back in a month, Jawan Taylor off an injury, the best pass rush potentially in NFL history. I do not think this is going to be a high-flying offensive game. I think it's going to be quick passes, ball control, cautious, and trust that Bo Nix is not going to put up enough points to win. That's my honest analysis of this. As much as I'd love Patrick to drop 40 on him, I don't think that's realistic in this game.
I tend to agree. The one thing is with Reid, he's so good after a bye, 22-3, I think the best record ever, that you wonder, could he dial some things up that really expose Denver? But I would expect it to be a hard-fought game, relatively low scoring. And if they get pressure, for Denver, your only path is to get pressure on Patrick. We saw what the Bills did. Here's Mahomes' stats against pressure this year and where he ranks. So, I know you could, that completion percentage is low.
Yeah.
And
30
yards per pass, everything. So if they can consistently get pressure, which, look, Josh Simmons, I don't know if it's 100%.
I think he's going to play.
I would expect him to play. But yeah, he might be rusty.
Yeah.
It's been like 40 days or something since he's played. So that's what makes this game really intriguing to me is if they get a rush on him consistently, then I think it could be up in the air for them.
Yeah, let's talk about this. The Kansas City Chiefs absolutely positively should win this game. I'm not saying they're going to. I'm not making any predictions whatsoever. But they should win because the Broncos are missing really, really key players here. Missing multiple huge defensive players. Missing a huge offensive piece. Two huge offensive pieces for them. Wide receiver, running back one. If you're the Chiefs, I always talk about this, when you are a great team and you are well coached, the margin of I don't want to say error, but the margin of, I guess, victory among two teams, when you have that advantage, that should be enough. When you are a greatly coached team, who I think the Kansas City Chiefs are the best coached team in the NFL, and we always say it's not inches, it's not feet, it's inches. It's miles for me for the Kansas City Chiefs, miles in terms of coaching. And you're now going up against a Broncos team that's incomplete right now. That should be enough, absolutely, because you just need a little bit of an advantage. Boom, that's enough. Look at it. The Chiefs were on the receiving end of that on the negative. With missing Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, O-line, right? It's just a little bit, and it's it's good. We know how to expose you. We know how to take advantage of that. We know how to lean on you and break. And the Chiefs have done that forever. And so when you have two, let's just say that these are two great teams going toe-to-toe against each other. It's like, well, missing your number one running back, missing Mims, Patrick Surtain, like, that's massive. Talk about how great this defense is, where you're missing the leader of this defense. We can't pretend like that's nothing. Because all year long we talked about, well, Rashee Rice isn't here. Xavier Worthy's not here. Simmons isn't here, right? And it's all valid. It becomes a little less valid when you're going up against lower teams. It's like, I expect you, even if you're not fully healthy, to be able to beat the Raiders, to beat the Giants, right? Like, I understand that. But if you're going up against another great team, when you're missing your guys, part of the guys that truly make you the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Eagles, it matters. How can it not? That's why you pay these guys tens of millions of dollars. If it didn't matter, then you wouldn't have to pay someone $150 million. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't do it. You'd say, no, we're okay. We don't need it. Now, when you're not a great team, you don't take advantage of that. It's not enough. So it's like, if this was the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm like, yeah, that shouldn't be enough. I'd be like, listen, Broncos, you're a better team than the Jags. I believe in you better. I believe in your coaching, et cetera, et cetera. I understand Patrick Surtain's out there. I understand Dobbs in there. I expect you to be able to win that game. But now when you're talking about a true, and when I say rival, I don't mean like in the traditional, like, we're rivals. I just mean like, in terms of level of competition and quality of play and, who you are individually and team. I'm just like, that should be more than enough. Which is why if the Chiefs don't win and they don't look great, or they don't, right, like they're not able to take advantage of that, you'd find that alarming. If the Broncos offense is able to like really get going, or just not look stagnant and actually move the ball and feel comfortable, and you're like, yeah, this is a real game. Like Nick is saying, Bo Nix in this offense won't be able to do anything, essentially. That is in a nutshell what he's saying. And if this offense is able to like get going and moving, like, yeah, that would be very concerning for the Kansas City Chiefs. Either from a, wow, our team isn't that good, or wow, Sean Payton actually does have our number. And not like as in like he's now can always beat you, but like, no, he understands. It's a divisional game for a reason. He's a great coach for a reason. Like, like he knows how to play us. He knows how to pull the levers that hurt us. Like, that would be concerning for a team in your division who's leading the division, who you have to play twice. Like, that would be concerning, and understandably so. And same thing now offensively. This defense now is great, and they're not fully healthy, but they do have a great pass rush. And if that now continues to attack and make life miserable for Patrick Mahomes, well then, yeah. Let me get up to it as I struggle. And if that continues, and that directly leads to a loss, or you know what, even an ugly game, even if the Chiefs win this game and it's 17-14, that would still be concerning. Because Nick is saying, again, Bo Nix and this Broncos offense is not good, and it's like, okay, great, you eked out a win against an offense that you think is fundamentally bad. And again, I think under that logic, I wanted to say, well, it was a divisional game, this, that. It's like, this is the Kansas City Chiefs. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is Andy Reid. This is Spags. So that's the way how I'm looking at it. That's the way how I view injuries and great teams playing against each other, where it's just like, the Lions and the Eagles are playing each other this weekend, and their main players are healthy enough. AJ, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Gibbs, etc. But if like Saquon was down, if Gibbs was down, it's like I look at it through the lens of like, well, that should be enough now for the other team. Like you're either a great team or you're not. They're missing Amon-Ra St. Brown right now. This offense should be. They're missing Gibbs. This offense, they're missing Saquon. That should be enough. You're two great teams going toe to toe. You're missing a huge piece, a huge player. That should be enough. That should be enough. If not, that's concerning, because how do you expect to beat them in their full strength? That's concerning. How do you feel about beating another team of equal talent that's full strength? So I'm there. It's one of my most consistent takes that I have in the way how I view injuries and when going up against various teams, because players are always in and out of the lineup, always. Which is why when the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Buffalo Bills, right after that game, I was like, I'm not out here saying that the Buffalo Bills just proved that they're better than the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm like, I'm not making that claim at all. And so that's kind of my mentality and how I'm viewing this game right now between the Broncos and the Chiefs. And either way, it's interesting. Either no matter what the outcome, it will be telling. Because to be clear, let's say the Broncos got rolled by the Chiefs. I wouldn't say, oh, well, the Broncos were injured. What do you want them to do? It's like, that's not the take either. To me, it's very much quality of play and you know, but if the defense doesn't look as good and you're just like, yeah, I can see that. But also it would be concerning if like, okay, the defense maybe wasn't as good with like a Patrick Surtain or whatever, but they couldn't really generate a pass rush. It's like, well, okay, well, that is concerning. Or, you know, whatever it is. If you have some moments where Patrick Mahomes is able to be Patrick Mahomes and Andy's able to be Andy, and they're able to, you know, put some points on the board, you're just like, yeah, well, that's to be expected. Those moments are going to happen. So this game is very much not just an outcome-based game for me, where it's just like Chiefs win, boom, proves it all. Broncos win, boom, proves it all. But I will say that from my viewpoint, if the Chiefs lose this game, I do find that inherently concerning. And even from a, you know, if you're really looking at it from a straight Chiefs lens, if they eke out a win, if it's an ugly, low-scoring game, I find that inherently concerning as well for the Kansas City Chiefs. I really do. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for this game. I feel like no matter what happens, no matter who wins this game, a lot of people are going to be coming to this channel, and they're going to, especially if the Chiefs win, people are going to want to yell at me and say, ha, 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 ha. And it's just like, I've been saying that the Kansas City Chiefs have been a top team the entire season, even when they were winless. So, you know, it's a little confusion here. But also, you know, if the Broncos win, it's just going to break everyone's brains. Like again, like Nick and just everyone in the media, like they're going to really struggle to understand how that happened. And I think it would be a major, if the Broncos look noticeably better against the Kansas City Chiefs than they have, say, against the Jets, the Giants, even, I know they had the comeback, but just start to finish against the Raiders, it's like, that means something. Even let's say this game turns into a high scoring game, relatively speaking, you know, 32-28 or something. That should also be concerning then for the Kansas City Chiefs, because you just let Bo Nix and Sean Payton in this offense that hadn't been able to do much of anything get after your defense, right? So it's just like, this is going to be so fascinating. There's no right or wrong way to really unpack this going into the game. This is definitely just like, you got to just wait and see how this game legitimately unfolds to actually draw any relevant conclusions. As much as we love to talk about games going into the weekend, it's just like, this is definitely just by definition of just wait and see. You got to just wait and see what happens. Maybe it's a 10-7 game. Maybe it's a 4-3 game, a field goal and 2 safeties, and we're just like, we learned a lot this game. Then maybe, you know, like, we got such great football games this weekend. That's all I can think about, is that we got such high quality games coming, and we're almost there, man. We're so close. Just a couple days away. It's going to be box office. I might live stream maybe tomorrow or on Sunday. I don't know. I'll think about it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.